Although both Mindhunter and True Detective might feel irreplaceable, one Netflix series managed to fuse the appeal of both shows in an underrated mystery thriller that was as addictive as it was unpredictable. Released in 2014, True Detective Season 1 was a crime thriller masterpiece whose central duo rewrote the rules of detective stories. Written by Nick Pizzolatto, Season 1 of the HBO hit saw Matthew McConaughey's nihilistic loner Rust Cole and Woody Harrelson's family man Marty Hart investigate a string of bizarre, ritualistic killings that seem to be tied to a darker conspiracy. The non-linear storytelling of Season 1 ensured True Detective was about Marty and Rust as much as the killings they investigated, something that was lost in the messier, more diffuse storytelling style of Season 2. Netflix's later hit Mindhunter took a similar approach 3 years later, loosely adapting the non-fiction book Mindhunter, inside the FBI's elite serial crime unit by focusing on FBI agents Bill Tench and Holden Ford as the pair interviewed serial killers to try and formulate a theory of why these murderers are driven to kill. Both Mindhunter and True Detective shared a dark tone and an eerie, almost supernatural sense of dread despite their very human villains. Netflix's underrated procedural The Sinner is a rare show that managed to match this creeping sense of dread as Bill Pullman's beleaguered detective Harry Ambrose looked into mysterious murders and uncovered dark secrets in each season of the series. Starting with Season 1's murder of Jessica Biel's troubled Cora Tannetti, The Sinner borrowed the grim tone of Mindhunter and True Detective for its twisty mystery story. Netflix's The Sinner is one of the streaming service's best psychological thriller shows. Like both True Detective and Netflix's acclaimed hit thriller Mindhunter, The Sinner is a psychological thriller that explores the impact of Ambrose's gruesome line of work as much as the crimes he investigates. Although Biel's Season 1 performance was a revelation and she was understandably nominated for Best Actress, Miniseries or Television Film at the Golden Globes, the show's anthology structure means that Ambrose is the only recurring character to appear in every season. Screen veteran Pullman does a great job of reflecting the ravages of the job in Ambrose's conflicted personality, as the detective seems more haunted by each season's case in the show's next outing. While True Detective Season 1 wrapped up on an uncharacteristically hopeful note, The Sinner doesn't offer viewers the same sense of closure. Even when Ambrose solves the mystery at the core of a season story, it is obvious that the nature of his work is taking its toll on him. The Sinner's later seasons accomplished the promise True Detective failed to fulfill. It is precisely the consistency of Pullman's portrayal that allows The Sinner to fulfill a promise that both Mindhunter and True Detective fell short on, albeit for very different reasons. Both True Detective and Mindhunter, like The Sinner, were intended to be character studies that explored how their central detectives lived with the horrors they witnessed in their work. However, since Netflix canceled Mindhunter early, viewers never truly got to see how Tench and Ford were reshaped by their shared work. Meanwhile, because True Detective moved on to a new set of characters in a new setting with each new season, the series never explored its characters in further depth. To be fair to the show, Season 1's time-shifting approach meant that viewers got to see Rust and Marty's lives through more than a decade, but The Sinner's direct serialized story offered a clearer character portrait over a longer run. Thus, The Sinner's setup let the show achieve one promise that both True Detective and Mindhunter couldn't quite fulfill.